with traditional squats. So with traditional squats, you just want to make sure that your feet are at least shoulder width apart. You can go a little bit wider depending on your comfortability. Making sure that your weight is in your heels and that as you come down, you're pushing your hips back, and just think invisible chair. Making sure that your knees are behind your toes. You're making a 90-degree angle every time you come down. Just get low and always, always, always squeeze through the glutes as you're coming up. That's a traditional squat. So this next squat is a narrow squat, and literally the only difference between a narrow squat and a traditional squat is that your feet are going to be much closer together. Still want to make sure that you're pushing your hips back as you go down, you're keeping the weight in your heels, and you're squeezing through your glutes as you come up. For the next variation, I did a curtsy squat, and with these you want to start with your feet about shoulder width apart and take one leg, drop it behind the other, and try to touch that back knee to the outside of your other foot's ankle as if you were actually doing a curtsy. And then you would repeat with the opposite leg. This squat is going to target your glutes as well as your abductors. And just with any other squat, you want to make sure that you're keeping your chest up, your core tight, and that you're trying to get as low in those squats as possible. It's definitely going to burn, but that's how you know the booty is growing. These next ones are called pole squats. So it's almost the same movement as a traditional squat, except you're going to stay low and you're really only going to the top of your squat, which means that you're putting a lot of emphasis on your quad and your glute area. So these two places will start burning almost immediately, but it's such a good workout, especially for growing and shaping the glutes. I usually do 2 pole squats and then I'll come up into a full squat, but I just wanted to demonstrate pole squats for you guys. This next variation is one of my favorites, sumo squats. So with this squat, you want to make sure that your feet are wider than shoulder width apart and your feet are turned outwards. Still making sure you're pushing through your hips as you go down, but this type of squat is going to target your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, your calves, and put emphasis on your inner thighs, also known as your adductors. This is probably one of my favorite squats. I will do them with dumbbells, with the barbell. I just really love sumo squats. So I didn't really mean to add these in, but when I'm working out, especially leg days, I get hyper and I'll just think about what I want to do next while I'm doing an exercise. So I just went over to the cable machine, and these are cable side squats. So what these are going to do are target your outer thighs, also known as your abductor. So when you're pulling out, that's targeting your abductor. When you go down into the squat, that's when you're targeting your glutes. This is one of my favorites to do for leg day because you can increase the weight and make it really, really hard for yourself. I love it. So these obviously aren't squats at all, but after that last exercise, I was like, let's just end the leg day by burning the mess out of my abductors. So these are called pause reps, which means you're basically taking about 1 to 2 seconds to hold at the top of the exercise, so right there. such a good burn. Oh my gosh, great way to end a leg day. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.